right, we are live. Thank you guys so much for joining the very first Popular Unknown Paintball live podcast or live show.
What's up, Steve?
How's it going?
I can't believe how lucky I am to start this show off with the immortal Bud Orr. Now, hopefully,
you're humbling me.
Yeah. Hopefully, we'll have John Colby joining us soon, shortly, but he might not be available, unfortunately. And I had hoped, I told you I said I might have a special guest. I had hoped that Tim Glavin of Airgun Designs was going to be able to join us, but unfortunately, he's not able to.
Nah, bummer.
Yeah, but I thought that would have been the perfect surprise to have the man behind War Game Products and the man that's currently behind Airgun Designs to be on the same show for the very first time. I thought that would have been awesome.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, you betcha.
All right, let's just
go for it.
Just making sure that I send John Colby an invitation, and hopefully he can pop up. Oh, I got John available here for a little bit too. Hey, John. Not John. Thomas, sorry. I'm juggling so many things and pressing so many buttons.
Mr. Hollywood.
What up, guys? I figured I'm building my new my man cave down here, so I got nothing but time to be in quarantine.
Yeah, well, none of us do.
I got nothing but time to. Oh, delayed.
Now, you're getting a little bit of feedback, Thomas. Did you have earbuds or anything like that?
Nope, just using my phone.
All right. Well, I am so glad to have you guys on board. So for those of you that are just joining us and don't know, Bud Orr is basically the godfather of paintball. There is nobody that shouldn't know who he is. Andy Starrett, he is one of the co-captains of the Denver Expendables and the main man behind the Ali Remembered Foundation. And Thomas Boot, otherwise who's making call himself Hollywood for some reason, he is the other co-captain of the Denver Expendables, and he is also a big part of the Ali Remembered Foundation. So I am so glad to have you guys along. Now, we have a bunch of people saying hi in the chat. Now, I don't see everybody's voice, but I do see Nikki Hanna. I'm just going to give her, she's showing a little bit of love. That's awesome. She is the team captain of Destiny Midwest. That is great. We got Lex Alford. He's saying, hey, what's up? That's awesome. And he is the man behind all the special graphics on my channel, and he's been doing a lot of work for the Ali Remembered Foundation and other people like Freddie the Ref. And let's see, we're just gonna zip over here real quick. And so you guys go ahead and talk while I figure out everything that's going on here. Because this is our first show, so there's going to be hiccups, there's going to be bumps, and that's going to be half the fun as far as I'm concerned.
Well,
I'm down with it.
Richard Wilcox is on, so Bud better say hi to his longtime friend.
Hi, Richard. How's it going?
Wasn't there a story, Bud, about how you two met?
Yeah. Yeah, Richard knows that one. The barrel plug issue, Richard. If I talked about that, it'd piss some people off. So, but it's okay.
All right. Well, let me just
go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm just going to see if maybe we can pull Richard in here for a little bit. That might be fun.
You want me to send him an invite, or are you doing it?
I don't know if you're able to. Are you?
Yeah, I can send him the invite.
Oh, if you can send him an invite, then perfect. that'd make my life easier, and that way I can start here. I can make jazz hands, and well, like I said, I had hoped that Tim Glavin would have been able to join us tonight. He said that he could definitely join at a later date, and we had hoped that John Colby will be able to join us. He may join in a little bit, but he has a business call that he had to take care of, and it couldn't come online right away. But he said he would definitely 100% be on next week. So we will have to see how things go along that ways. Somebody said, hi, Mr. Orr. Who would say hi, Mr. Orr?
Mr.
Well, how you
That would be a gentleman named, that would be Christopher Struck.
How
Hey,
you doing,
Chris.
Christopher?
Yeah. So now Christopher was my guest on my paintball show podcast this morning.
Yeah, and I hear he builds cars and stuff.
Could be, yeah.
I think he thinks that it's going to be me and him always until the end. And then
Well, we got Richard Wilcox kind of, sort of, but I'm just going to mute his mic until it clears up.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
that's Christopher's. You know, if he builds cars, he's a great man. I do too. Reed, I'd say that.
Yeah, you do make some pretty wild cars. All right, looks like Thomas dropped on us, but that's okay.
Last Tom.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody that's watching. We've got 19 viewers currently right now, and I think that's absolutely incredible. We don't have a set plan. I would love to hear one of Bud's favorite stories. I know that in the very near future, we're going to be talking a little bit about the Ali Remembered Foundation because Bud is on the board of directors and Andy is in charge. And I don't know, do I actually have a title, Andy, or am I just, is my awesomeness just what makes it?
I think you're the director of public relations and podcasting.
All right, well, that works for me. All right, looks like Thomas is back.
Yep, sorry about that, guys. my phone started
all
falling. And I
good.
grabbed it and I hit the leave button by accident.
I guess I got to turn my hat around. All you guys are turning your hat around.
Yeah, the force of habit.
Is that what it, well, wait a minute. I got to get another hat. You know, this one's a famous hat. You know, so it's only so. My dog's in my lap, so I had to move him. Okay, how's that? That better?
There you go.
All right,
There
so
you go.
Daniel Garon says, I've never been invited to your show. Anywho, how are you all doing in these trying times?
Hey,
And we've also
pretty
got
good, Daniel. Been a long time.
we've also got Bobby Doust, who is one of my teammates on the Booney Boys here in Ontario, and he used to be sponsored by you, Bud Orr, back in the day, or the Booney Boys did. And he said, Bud dude, and woohoo. So, yes.
Yeah, I keep in touch with some of the Booney Boys. I still do. So.
Well, I am one, so yes, you do.
Well, you're. I keep in touch with you too. Great bunch
That's
of guys,
awesome.
by the way. Great bunch of
I beg your pardon?
Go ahead.
No,
I said they're a great bunch of guys. That's all.
they really are. When I started playing, they had started playing a little bit before me as far as tournament-wise went. And in their local team, they were the guys to beat. Now, they had such a good core group of people. I always wanted to be a teammate, but they were already set as a team, and I was doing other things. But whenever they had a team practice and stuff, I was always invited, and they would use me. I have punching bag, they literally taught me how to play, which they're probably not proud of because I'm not that great a player. But no, I can't say enough nice things about how fantastic the Booney Boys are. And the best part is they are still around and kicking to this day. Now, it's not the tournament team that they used to be, but it is still a fantastic thing.
That's great.
Cool.
Now, Richard
Yeah,
Wilcox, I am looking at his screen. I have him muted, but his camera is not coming up, so I'm just going to leave him out of it for now. I do apologize, Richard, but we don't have a solid connection, so I'm just going to leave it be.
You sure he doesn't have it turned on?
I'm not sure what he has or doesn't have, but I will leave it up to him to do his thing.
Right on. Good
Yeah.
times.
So
this is
Andy,
how we're gonna kill the time, for the next month.
Yeah, so I'm gonna question here for a second. Andy, you and Bud have been friends for a very long time. How did you guys meet?
Oh, I started working for Guy Cooper at ProStar, who knew him, had met Bud before that, and got introduced by working with Guy over there. And then, of course, I was the guy out on the circuit playing tournaments and traveling and doing all that work. So I just kept meeting Bud up at all the other, shows and events around the country.
All right.
That was quite a few years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Long time.
Actually, I met Guy through a guy named Richard Brain, which is passed. And he actually, if you see some of my early Rangers, Richard had made a gun for a marker. Back then it was a gun, but today it's a marker.
It's actually gone back to being a gun now.
Yeah. It's back to a gun now. Okay.
Yeah,
but,
no. All that effort. Go ahead. My apologies. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, go for it.
All that effort that we all did to change some games from guns to markers. Now what's happened is the MagFed movement has gone back and they're all back to guns again.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they all look just like replica firearms at this point if you're in the MagFed movement.
Well, back then we had to change because people just, didn't like guns back then. I mean, you had a lot of activists and
yes.
people that, you say gun and they'd go jump under a table or something. So,
yeah.
So we,
True.
ASTM, I guess, we changed it before ASTM. They went to markers. Russell Maynard, myself, a bunch of people got together and said we ought to make something else. So it marked things, so it was a marker. So, but and Richard, I used his trigger frames, and there was a guy out of Chicago. God, you might know him, Andy, the black guy that Richard didn't work for, and then he went and started working for Guy at that point when he moved back to Colorado. So,
oh, yeah.
God, I can't think of it.
I can't remember the name.
Yeah. I'll think of it. I'm going through my files.
All right, well, while you guys are thinking, I'm just going to interrupt for just a second, and I'm going to say we have 18 people viewing at the moment. So anybody that's viewing, please don't hesitate to type into the Facebook comments if you have any questions for Bud or and if you haven't clicked on StreamYard Facebook link in order to let us see who you are, then all it says for me is Facebook user. So if you click that, I can actually see your name. So if you haven't done that, just make sure you type your name in beside. And I'm going to keep checking back and forth. Maybe I can see what we can do. Maybe we can add some people in as we get some guests coming in as well. If you'd like to talk to Bud directly or me or Thomas, nobody wants to talk to Andy. So
don't forget to do a watch party.
Yeah, and if you guys share the heck out of this. This is the very first episode of Popular Unknown Paintball Live. So, yeah, we're going to try to do this every Wednesday night. Now, that Bud isn't going to be here every Wednesday night, unfortunately. I guess I have to be.
Why not?
But
why not?
maybe you were. Well, I guess we can now that we've got it figured out. But yeah, absolutely. Anybody that has any questions, please ask away in the comments. Let's get it up there, and I'll try to share it as much as I can.
You gotta let Bud come. He's retired. He's got nothing else to do.
All right. Well,
Well,
hey,
hey.
I will always make room for Bud Orr. Like, that's just. I told Bud Orr to his face, and I'll say it right now again to his face and to everybody else. When I started creating my podcast, there was a list of about 5 people that I wanted more than anything else on the podcast. And the absolute number one on this list was Bud Orr. So to be able to talk to him more than once, I'm just at a loss.
Suck up.
Well, I appreciate it. I really do. I appreciate it. Don't faint on me, Jesus.
All
right.
Corona.
All right. Richard Wilcox is saying, okay, try again, Steve. So let's see if I can get him back in. I don't actually, Richard, just so you know, you should just be able to use the same thing over again. You should be able to use the same link that I sent before. But so you guys talk away. I'm just going to start doing stuff.
Well, see, I'm not the only one, Andy. I'm not the only one that can mess up a wet dream. So.
Easy.
Yeah, you're easy.
You got to be old to understand that one.
It's easier to
hey,
talk
Bud,
to you and teach you.
What's it like being out in California with like nobody on the streets?
Great. You know, well, yeah, no, it's great. Where I live, there's nobody on the streets anyway. So,
see, I grew up in a small surf town right outside of San Francisco, and I saw a picture on the internet today of the Golden Gate Bridge with no cars on it, and it was one of those like surreal, crazy, weird things, you know, living in the Bay Area. That there's the Golden Gate Bridge, there's no traffic. I saw a picture on the internet today of the Golden Gate Bridge with no cars on it.
We're getting some feedback from Richard Wilcox there.
Real crazy weird things, you know. There's Richard.
Yeah, you notice how both the old guys start doing work to each other.
Hey guys.
Tommy, look. Tommy.
Yes, sir.
I don't know why we're getting feedback, but I don't care. This is too much awesome in one.
Can you hear me?
Deal with it.
Hey guys.
Somebody's on the phone.
Yes, sir.
I don't know why we're getting feedback. This is too much awesome in one.
Can you hear me?
Deal with it. All right, so somebody is giving us feedback.
Richard, you're giving us feedback.
Yeah, I had to mute his mic because it's just looping over and over. So Richard, maybe we have to get you some earbuds or something, my friend. I don't know why, but when I have you unmuted, we get feedback. I had to mute his mic because it's just looping over and over. So Richard, maybe we have to get you some earbuds.
Can you hear me now?
Friend. I don't know why, but when I have you unmuted, we get feedback. I had to mute his mic because it's just looping over and over. So
Trying.
I'd like to thank everybody that's watching because we are going through growing pains. This is what it's like for a first episode, and I'm having a blast. But yeah, it's definitely not perfect, but it's definitely fun.
All right, we do have an audience question from Steve Lona.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Steve Lona's got a question.
All right, what was that question?
He wants to know what came first, the PGP or the Splatmaster?
Okay.
PGP or the PGP.
PGP came first before the Splatmaster? Well, that would make sense.
PGP sure.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, Richard, we got you loud and clear. You're perfect.
They used those for marking cattle. Splatmaster. Yeah. That was a plastic one, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. No, it was a PGP.
All right. And
007.
007 is right there with the PGP. You know, it's they're neck and neck, I think. I think the PGP was, might correct me, but the PGP was first and then 007 second. but they were close.
And Christopher Struck asked, what was the inspiration behind the autococker, which is basically just a upgraded sniper?
Well, I like the accuracy, and the people love the accuracy of the autococker. I mean, of the sniper. And so I just come up with a system that would, you know, you could either bolt it on the front and have a semi-auto, or you could take it off and have a pump. So it was interchangeable. And a guy, God, I guess it was 90 or something like that, 1991, guy named Jamel out of Sacramento.
I guess I've got you guys on about a 3-second delay.
Oh, do you, Richard?
But anyway, he helped me design some stuff on it, and then the first one, I still have the first one. It's got the 3-ways in the trigger frame. And,
oh, really? I never knew that.
Oh yeah, the first one I did, yeah.
The first one actually has the 3-way in the trigger frame.
Yeah.
That's
that was a Bearcat doing that.
I would love to see a picture of that.
Yeah, no doubt. Me too.
Not right this second, but that is one of those things I would love to see a picture of.
Well, I got some first. It's never been out on the marketplace. You know. My son, Jeff, he made crazy stuff. We had to shoot so fast that you couldn't drop the ball.
If you look at the Palmer's first one too, he got his switch from a guy back in East.
I see his mouth move.
Yeah, he's cutting in and out a little bit. Okay, so while Rich has experienced a few technical difficulties, Richard Wilcox is the was the longtime captain of Dogs of War, which is arguably one of the greatest paintball teams to come out of Northern California. More specifically, he is close friends with Glenn Palmer and his wife, and I can't remember what her name is. I'm sorry, Richard, but his wife was one of the ladies that was manning the phones at Palmer's Pursuit, and I'm not sure if she still works there or not, but she might. Can you confirm that, Richard?
Lori, guys.
Lori.
Lori.
So yeah,
she's the phone lady.
Yeah, and she still works at
Lori,
Palmer's.
guys. She's been there 30-some years now.
Wow.
That's awesome. Well, maybe what I'm going to have to do for an upcoming episode is I'll have to get Glenn Palmer on, because I know he's the man behind Palmer Pursuit, and I'm a big fan of their work. And I'll have to get Lori on, and then maybe somebody can, sorry, not Glenn, Craig Palmer, that's the son. And maybe somebody can twist Glenn Palmer's arm and see if he'll be willing to get on a podcast as well. I know he tends to stay out of the limelight as much as possible, but he's a super nice guy, and I've talked to him a lot, and I love the guy. So, but hopefully that we can set that up for
a relay. It's going 3 times every time you talk. I'm going to reset.
All right, Richard.
Good.
All right, see you in a few.
But there is a question in the chat for Bud Elliott, who we actually know. That's with the Carolina Hustle, which is a team he started that's doing a lot of work for service dogs and for vets and things out there. So we're helping him out. We love the guy and what they're doing for they're helping the nonprofits in the area. He wants to know, is it time to come out with a new gun? That was somebody else. He wanted to know what was the inspiration behind the autococker.
I thought that was Crick Struck that asked that question.
Oh, I thought it was Elliot, but actually Elliot wanted to know what his favorite cocker was. So I answered both questions.
My favorite one. I don't know that. I don't know.
Watch him say Automag.
Yeah, Automag's right there. I own some Automag. That's what was neat about Tom and I. He played with my guns and I played with his guns. So, and we go on the field with each other's guns and mess up people. So, but my inspiration for the Cocker was just I had to make a semi, and I already made a gun that shot pretty good. So, you know, I just went ahead and developed the front end system on it. Went for it. You know, Glenn got mad at me because I supposedly ripped him off, but I didn't. I used the same system on drag racing for throttle stops on bracket cars. So I mean, I just took that and put it on the gun. You know, and there's a lot of people have minds that think a lot alike, and if people know me over the past, I would never take nothing from nobody, and I'll just leave it at that. But you know, and Glenn's a good guy. I mean, love him to death, and I consider him a good friend. And, you know, actually, there's a lot of things. I used to make some of Glenn's parts after I made the autococker. You know, so I mean, you know, and I asked him one day. I said, Glenn, why are you not making these parts? He's behind the machines, you know. And I said, well, okay. So I found a lathe for him in San Diego. He drove down. Him and I drove down. He bought the lathe, put it in the back of the truck, and he dropped me off in Cerritos and went home. And so I was inspiration buying his own machines at one point in time. But Glenn's a great guy. I mean, I am not gonna. He does, and his son and him does absolutely great work. I mean, artists. They're artists, and
Absolutely.
You'll never hear me say something. You'll never hear me say something bad about Glenn. 'Cause,
No.
you know, no, he is. He's an honorary son of a bitch, but other than that, he's a great guy. You know, but him and I, you know, we had our differences, but that's okay. A lot of people do. Can't please everybody.
All right, so Caesar Pizzo, I'm not sure if I pronounced his last name right. He said, Bud, it's time for you to come out with a new gun. Now, I have sent Caesar a link, and if he'll click on it, I can add him to the conversation, and he's going to ask you directly. But Caesar thinks it's time for you to make a new gun. Hopefully he joins in. But he started a watch party, so he's watching it as well. So I hope he joins in with us, because Caesar, we got room for you. So click on the link I sent you, and we'll get you in there.
He also had Bobby Dowse asking about the gold-plated one.
There's 3 gold-plated, isn't there, Bud?
Well, my first gold-plated one was Father's Day, and it's number 3000. And it's my son-in-law at the time. He actually put it in a case, and which that was probably 89. You know, that he actually gave it to me for Father's Day, and it's in the case, never been out, and it's in a box up in my shop right now. So that was my first one, and then when I sold the company and we got moved to down to San Diego, my son made me an original stock pump gun,
Right.
And then he made me 2 carnivores, one with solid gold, and the other one was gold with black, you know, accessories on it. Next time on, I'll take you down into my hideaway, and I'll show you a picture. I'll show them to you. You know.
Well,
Awesome.
I know that when I had you on the podcast, you invited me over, and I got to be honest. First chance I get to California, I'm going to try to make coming to visit you a priority if you're home, because you're always on the go, Bud. Like, I mean, you're always doing something somewhere.
Well, yeah, I race trucks and I build trucks, and we run a lot of desert, and Ryan Newman, NASCAR guy, is a good friend of mine, so I go back spend some time with him. Every chance I get. We got some projects going there for building a 36 Ford for him and a bunch of other stuff. So been
It's
doing
awesome.
a project for a while.
That's-
No, I'm on it a lot, but I don't want to sit down and get old. You sit around on your butt and twiddle your thumbs, you die quick. So I don't want to do that. So, but, no, anytime you're here, sometimes I can plan my schedule around you too. So, I know Andy and I were going to be together. That's the middle of this month. No, May.
For Monte Casino or
from the casino.
For Monte.
Yeah, well,
but,
I was hoping to join in with that because Dan Colby messaged me, and he's like, Steve, Andy's going to be joining Bud's team. We need to get you out there, and you can be on my team. So I thought I was going to be there for a bit. So Andy and I were talking about it, and then we just had to get through Vegas first, like the Vegas NXL, which was such a blast of a good time. And then, unfortunately, all the craziness happened right when we got back, and that was the end of that. But even then, Monte Casino is in what, Illinois? Is that is it Illinois? But you live in California, so how am I going to get to come see you? We gotta.
Well, we'll all hang out at Monte Casino because that place is incredibly awesome. The family that owns it are just sweethearts. I mean, you go there and it's like a different world of paintball. That you don't go to the air. The air is brought to you on each field. I mean, the things they do is incredible. It's 130 acres, I think, and you don't walk very many places. You've got a bus ride, so if you want to go to the far fields and stuff like that. But it's just a great time. The people that attend it are, honest to God, it's like going back in time like 30, 40 years. I mean, you got your, guys that like to shoot people up a lot, but you will have a ball. I mean, it's fun, and then you'll come here to SC Village, which is my home field.
Right.
They're the ones that gave me my start in paintball. So, and when you come here, we get a big game going there, and you can stay at my house. So.
Well, see, that's I got to do everything in my power to make that happen. And we got Richard Wilcox back. Hopefully, we got you good this time, Richard.
Am I all right this time?
It sounds good to me.
Better.
Hey,
Rich.
Now,
you gained a little weight since that picture I seen of you this afternoon of Palmer playing guitar and you in the background. Is he there? Can you hear?
hey,
Page?
I wanted to say hello to the old guy. It's nice to have someone that's on older than I am.
Go ahead. Robin, you can.
Rubbin's racing.
Yeah, that's it. Rub-a-dub-a-dub.
So I got to for just 1 second. Caesar reached out to me. He's having a hard time getting the link working. He wanted to be there. So for anybody who's watching, I'll reach out to Caesar later. All right. So Richard, I don't know what it is, but we keep getting feedback from you. So I've muted you.
He's got his hearing aids on. Well,
maybe that's it. In any case, I'll try to get Caesar on an upcoming episode in the future. Him and I will talk in private later. So Caesar, thank you for trying. Sir, I couldn't get you on, buddy, but we'll try to get you on soon. And Richard, I'm sorry, but we're getting too much feedback from you, my friend, and I don't know why, so I've got you muted.
And Robert's like, get
He wants
Lori
to
on
talk, he
there.
has to raise his hand.
Well, that wasn't a salute, was it, Richard?
Yeah. So Robert Brandon saying, get Lori on. So All right, Richard. Wow, this is fun. I mean, I know we're having lots of mistakes, and I know it's just sort of hiccuping a little bit here and there, but I mean, this is awesome. Is everybody having as much fun as I am? Except for Richard. He's obviously having no fun.
Having a bad night.
Richard.
Yeah,
So-
normally I think Andy and I would probably be, hanging out in the same room together because we only live 5 minutes drive from each other. But with everything going on, I'm just, we're keeping our distance and stuff.
I'd keep my
Where do you-
distance
where
if I
do you-
could too, Tom.
Where do you live, Tom? Tommy,
Oh,
where
I
do
just
you
live literally. I live in Aurora. I live 5 minutes from Andy.
Yeah.
I live 2 miles. It's like 2.1 miles from Andy's.
Oh, you're in Colorado.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I thought you was in San Francisco.
No, that's where I was born and raised. I was born and raised there.
Yeah, I spent 4 years in Fairfield, Vacaville.
Vacaville.
Yeah.
That's a small little town.
Yeah.
Not
but
anymore.
The sheriff was on TV today. I guess some reason or another I couldn't hear him. No, love it up there.
California.
Yeah. Yeah.
I moved when I was 18, and I haven't looked back.
No, that must have been last week.
Yeah, you're too kind, sir. Too kind.
Ouch.
I was here 1960 to 64.
Oh, I just
You
had my
weren't born
50th
yet.
birthday. No, I was not. Not far off. I just had my 50th last month, so
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm right behind Andy.
Yeah, by a year.
Yeah, by a year and a month. It's okay.
I'm ahead of you by quite a bit. So
I heard like 5 years.
77 this year.
No kidding.
All right, so I'm going to
My
interrupt
dad's
for a
age.
second. Something I need to know, and I'm sorry to interrupt you guys, but something I need to know, Bud. I know that you were planning on playing at Monte Casino. What kind of marker were you planning on using? I mean, I know you like autocockers, but what is your go-to marker when you play? Because, I mean,
Good question.
I've got one that's kind of a Jeff made a few of them, not very many, and I played the last 5 years with it. I haven't had one bit of problem with it. You could ramp it if you wanted to, and,
Okay.
But it's small, and I forgot what you called it. The Jeff Orr's
What a Jeff Orr's.
signature series.
right?
Yeah. So and
Now, is it
thank
is
you,
it is it a special color or is it just black? Like what?
Oh yeah, it's kind of a oh god, reddish. with
Okay.
some gold in it. It's got just gold swirls all through. It's kind of crazy looking.
Now, is
but
it
it's
spotted like an orange gold spot?
no, it's kind of like kind of spotted, but like runny spots and stuff. I mean,
All right, hold on
so,
1 second.
I don't-
I'll be right back. You guys talk amongst
Okay.
yourselves.
Black Magic?
I want
Oh,
one of
there's a
those.
black magic.
Oh wait a minute, hold on. I got one right here. I got to move my dog.
He's like, hold on.
Oh yeah, okay. Let's see if I can get it here.
He's like, hold on a second. I got like 3 or 4 of those right behind me.
Is that it? Can you get it?
Oh yeah.
There you go.
It's similar to that right there.
So now we're
I got
down to
2 of
the
these.
true Budor.
And I'll put pump guns. I got a Black Magic that I've been playing with for years.
Sorry about
It looks
that.
Like brand new. So that's kind of
So-
like my best pump gun.
Is it like
Yeah.
that?
Hold on, let's see.
That is
No,
Paul Darnborough's Jeff Orr custom, and he told me that was called bubble wrap. And he's apparently, from what I can tell of my research, there's only about 6 or 7 of these ever made in that anodization.
Huh. It does look like bubble wrap.
It's real close to that. It's real close to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I wasn't gonna lose
I love
it,
that
I'll
gun.
get it.
Pardon?
I'd say if I wasn't gonna lose you, I'll go get it. Take me 2 minutes.
Well,
I'll be.
Go get it.
get Kathy
All
to
right,
get
I'll
it
Go
for
get
you.
it. We all want to see it. Go get it.
She
Run,
she
Forrest,
wouldn't know what-
run.
She would have to stumble all over everything. I'll be
Oh,
right
okay.
back. Don't move. Don't move.
All right, we won't go anywhere, bud.
You see, like, you get to see like a one of a kind, super cool Bud or Jeff or creation.
Exactly. All right, so
Run.
in the comments, I'm seeing I give up a bad delay, so it must be Richard Wilcox.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Robert Brandon Laurie said you would have to pay her to get on. Okay,
Aw.
so and he brings the truck out. I'm not sure who said that. And then somebody
That's
said
a
Jeff Bud or V1. Or it's a Jeff or V1. So I'm willing to bet that's Bobby Doust that's talking to me. Let me just see if I can.
No, that's a Ping Ken. If I'm saying that right, I hope.
Okay. So I have a very hard time following what the comments are because all I see is Facebook user.
I got the names.
Perfect.
I can see
See,
them all.
Oh, there it
Guys
is.
there?
yeah, you're still here.
Oh, it just
All
says
right.
Facebook user. He's like, hold on. Let me bring out the one of one.
Hey, talk. Say something.
Hey there, bud.
We still got you, Bud.
We still got you.
Oh, we just lost him.
Or maybe we don't. Oops.
Uh-oh.
Lost you guys.
He fat fingered the button like I did.
Well, there you go.
Oh,
Yeah,
there
he
you
is.
go, bud. Welcome back.
Okay, hold on a minute. Let me see if I can find it.
Hey, Andy, you
Yeah.
got like a computer, laptop, and phone going at the same time?
Yeah,
Yeah, I figured. We'll have to do that next
Yeah,
time.
we're here, bud.
we're good.
I lost the sound for some reason.
Oh,
Oh. Anyway, here's the one I play with.
that's gorgeous.
Wow.
That is absolutely gorgeous. Kind of like a flame.
It's kind of like, I don't know if the lights and stuff like that, but it's kind of black and gold.
That's gorgeous.
I like that.
I love that.
That's funny.
Better
I
not-
lost the sound.
Well, I don't know why you lost the sound. We've got you good. We can hear
Okay.
you fine.
I'll try to get the sound back, but here's my pump gun that I play with.
Oh, that's wicked. So it looks like a black magic, but it looks
does.
like somebody's done with something like the flames
I'll
have
show you
been.
one that Jeff made. It's one of a kind.
Of course it's one of a
Yeah,
kind.
right.
I got it now. How's that?
That's gorgeous.
See
Look
the-
at that.
See the trigger frame?
That is shiny.
That's all handmade.
That's-
A bit of it.
That's incredible.
I got you then, I think. Say something.
Yeah. Okay.
We're
Well,
here.
yeah. No, the guns are absolutely
For some reason,
gorgeous.
Another. Oh shit!
I just picture Bud coming downstairs like, got this arm of guns. I'll be right back.
You're there?
Yeah, we're here, bud.
Yeah.
Not sure why we lost you sound wise.
Damn.
Can you?
Try it now. Okay. Now.
All right.
No, I had you.
Yeah. Well, I could start singing "Mary Had a Little Lamb," but their numbers would
Remember that
drop
other option
significantly.
now.
Exponentially drop.
Yeah. But we have
All
14
five
people
of
actually watching us at the moment.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you, 14 people.
Right?
Yeah. Well, we were up to 20 there for a bit. No, now we're down to 13.
Oh, it goes up and down. I'm trying to
You
get
just
John on the
threatened
damn
to sing and they dropped.
Could be.
Hmm.
And somebody said, "You guys are amazing. Good night, guys." I'm not sure who that was.
Oh. Well,
And-
good night, Facebook user.
Yep. And Somebody said, "Look at that drop forward." That was something from Bud.
That was cool.
But yeah, it was a cool.
I don't know what's going on.
Oh,
So Tom's wife wants to know when we all got into paintball.
well,
Oh, that
I'll
was
start.
Michelle watching?
Yeah.
You know,
I'll
I can
start.
hear Andy. I can't hear nobody else.
Okay.
We can,
Well,
we can
I know.
hear you.
Yeah, we can hear Bud. We can hear you fine.
Yeah, we can hear you, bud.
You can hear us. You can hear me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Well, I can't hear. I can hear Andy, but I can't hear nobody else.
Well, that's kind of weird.
Say something, Andy.
That's because I'm more important to you than the other two.
Oh,
Valid.
Oh,
Ow!
why are you just
Valid.
coming in?
Ow! Ow! My ribs! You kicked me.
Damn.
Anyway, well, Michelle answered. Michelle asked a question. When do we all
Anyway,
get?
did you
Steve,
see?
how about you go?
Did you see the guns?
I did,
Yes.
and they're gorgeous.
Yes, I heard that. Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. The
Yeah.
one that Jeff made, that thing is so cool. You know, that trigger frame. I mean, it's so big. And you know, as big as my hand, but it still fits.
That
My
thing's.
son's a hell of a creator, I'll tell you.
I bet he is. Well, I started playing back in 19.
I've showed you my best.
Well, that's somehow. I think those are the
I
ones
just
that
don't
you
understand
use.
why, well, I'm not getting no sound from here.
I'm not sure,
That's
Did you
weird.
accidentally turn the volume down?
but he can hear yours,
Well,
Andy.
I'm on my
Yeah,
phone.
you can.
I don't understand it.
Now, we can all hear you, bud. And
Well, you can relay it. I hear you.
they can hear you.
Well, that's good. So, if we got any more questions?
Well,
Oh,
Andy, please
Michelle, did
pass
I get
on. He asked him
started
when he
paintball?
started playing paintball.
Yeah,
that
there's a question of when did you start playing paintball?
I played in 1984. It was June 1984 because my daughter worked for some guys that played paintball at SC Village, and so I went and they wanted to go play, so I bought a bunch of tickets. I took my son and we played in 1984, and I got hooked. I got shot up pretty bad, and after that, I went home that night, and I spent all week trying to figure out why I got shot. So I had to get another dose of it. So I went back the next week, and we had PGPs, you know, and I went back the next week, and I found out why I got shot, because every time we went to change the powerlet, you know, it went shh, and then they run up and shoot me. But just went one or two. There's 4 or 5 run up and shoot me. So
Right.
I went home that night and spent the week. I come up with this little deal where you put a powerlet in it and it had a valve on it. So you open it up, it would go shh, and it'd run up and I'd shoot them. So that was my first.
You
my
built your first
thing I
gun
made
2 weeks into
paintball.
playing the sport.
And I sold a couple of them. It was fun.
That's awesome.
Then,
That is awesome.
you know, I didn't. Then I started just I started playing every weekend. That was quite a few years, 36 years ago. It's not bad.
Wow.
So
So,
That's it.
Andy, why don't
I see him, his lips moving? So what's he saying?
Yeah. So, Andy, since he can't hear what I'm saying, why don't you take the lead and why don't you two start talking about the Ali Remembered Foundation while we have this? And let's get let's get you guys taking care of that.
We could definitely do that. So Steve's asking us to talk about the Ali Remembered Foundation, but
Yeah, go for
since
it.
you can hear me but can't hear them.
Okay.
Basically, with that, as you can see, Bud's wearing his Ali jerseys. He's one of the board of directors with the Ali Remembered Foundation. You guys obviously are part of that too, helping us out. But with that, and right now it's kind of a shame with everything that's going on, because I'm hearing domestic violence cases are going up, child abuse. I'm seeing
Right.
hearing from the police departments around the country and things of how bad it's actually getting. So if you're listening and you hear this, stay out of that. Or if you know somebody that's going in it, for me and Bud, get out there and do something, try to help, call me. We'll see what we can do. But the foundation's basically driven as a domestic violence charity. We're out there trying to help people, be it victims. We do a lot of emphasis on youth, which is why Bud's got such an interest in it too, because my daughter Allie, the one that the foundation's built out of, that was murdered, she was a teenager, and there's a huge problem with teen dating violence and stuff like that. So we're targeting that as sort of our main focus, but we're also targeting youth in general that aren't dealing with domestic violence and stuff, because they're the future of the sport. So while we work in our local communities here where me and Tom live, and Steve helps out, we've got other people that are starting to help us with chapters around the country. Youth for paintball and in paintball in general, it's also a family, not just our local, here in the Denver, Colorado area. It's worldwide, because paintball is just that. So we want to try to keep everybody safe. So with our programs like Pit Pals that's coming out, unfortunately, we all know the NXL has been canceled, and big games are being canceled and moved and everything because of the whole COVID-19 thing going on. But when that resumes, we'll be out working around some of these games with the NXL and the ICPL with the Ironmen. We're using those guys are heading up that part. We've got teams like Dynasty. We've got Seattle Uprising. We even talked to AC Diesel and Vegas that said they were going to come on board. But getting kids to the events to help be around and learn and be mentored by pro teams is one thing. We're also pushing this to youth and out into the Woods Ball and MagFed and all those types of arenas too, where we'll get the kids all kinds of different things, from health tips to player tips to taking care of their equipment. Safety is a huge one. So Dan Colby, who's with Immortal Air, is also on the board of directors, just like Bud and me, with the Ellie Member Foundation, and he's doing a whole HPA certification thing for the kids so they can properly fill, know how to read labels on bottles, stuff like that. And then we've got a whole safety section that's going out. So look for that. What's called Pit Pals. You'll see us putting it out. We're kind of stalled and backed off of it a little bit since this whole thing kicked off 2 weeks ago, and now everybody's kind of holed up and waiting. So we'll get more information on that coming soon. But at the same time, to help those kids that we work with, we're looking for donations. Here in the local community, we've got lists up on the allyremembered.org site for needs and stuff to donate, or if you want to make a monetary donation and get it out there, we can definitely go and help kids and adults as well that are in need of assistance, be it from what's going on right now or just the fact they're coming out of a escaped something and they need our help. So that's kind of in a nutshell what it's all about. It's local, it's paintball, and it's kids, period, because that was Bud's brainchild idea for the pals, was to add and make it available for all kids. So we're actually going to do that. There'll be a membership. They get to take advantage of the rewards and the sponsors and the partners we've got behind us, like Push and Virtue and Immortal Air and a bunch of other things, other companies that are in there that are backing it, and get to use all the tools and learn everything too. So there you go in a nutshell.
Yeah,
Really sums it up.
And we're glad to have you, Bud.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you get all that, Bud?
Oh yeah, no, I heard it. That's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
it was great.
please thank Bud for being on
couldn't
the
ask for
directors.
anything better than you to run it. I mean, it's just, I know you've been through tragedies and it's I don't know, you're just awesome, my friend. Awesome.
Well, we're taking Allie's thing, personally. There's, when you get into a grief situation like this, especially, be it if somebody's just harmed, or in our case, it was a murder. Taking a tragedy like that and turning it into something positive and going out and helping kids, that's what drives us. That's what keeps me and Steve and you and Tom and everybody on the Expendables team that backs up this whole thing. That's what drives us. Keeping kids safe. I'm hearing stories of kids that are, especially the child abuse from being locked up with parents right now because of everybody's, staying inside and everything going up, and that kind of stuff's heartbreaking. You want to do
Yes.
something about it, but you can't. I can't go just run in everybody's homes and save them. So I have to deal with the residual effects after the fact. But if we can at least get awareness out and get people to understand that, hey, if you see a problem, step up and say something and help break that cycle of violence that we're trying to do. You may save a life, type of a thing. But the work's rewarding in the background too. It's hard. It's tough. We all have full-time jobs, except for you because you're retired. Lucky you. Someday we'll be there, and I can sit by the pool and drink Mai Tais all day long, but or Budweisers. But it's worth it, So we're going to keep pushing this through the paintball community. We've got a lot of teams like Carolina Hustle, Misfit Toys are on there. There's
OG Ironman.
OG Ironman.
Ankle Busters that are out there in New York. Coming on board. Destiny.
Harrogate Mafia in England.
Harrogate Mafia in England. Yep.
So a lot of teams are going, joining the fray. But we're also looking to get into the rec scene and the woods ball. So Reaper, we interviewed down in at the Las Vegas NXL.
Ambushed them.
Basically.
Right.
He's helping us push, into that scene too, because, tournament paintball is great. Don't get me wrong. We all came from that background, but that's just a small portion of the sport. So we got to get in with everything and everywhere to get to those kids and all that stuff. So
producer Mike Goody is trying to get in helping as well.
Right. So yeah, if you're, between the ages of 10 and 18, you're out there playing. Stay tuned to the Alley Remembered org website, because we'll get more of that information up. And here, as we get this whole thing going with the nonprofit, we start getting donations in, and we start getting sponsors and things like that come from corporations in America and government grants, things like that. We'll start doing sponsorships or scholarships, excuse me.
I was making the same mistake.
Tournament paintball, it's a sponsorship. We're going to do scholarships for kids going into college for that as well. Well, we'll start getting that. Hopefully, maybe by the end of the year, I'm hoping we'll see. But that's another part of it, is finding those kids that are playing, that are dedicated to the sport, that want to help grow the sport, that can write a really impressive resume that me, Bud, Dan, Tom's wife, who's on the board, Debbie, and my wife, and Tina, that make up the board of directors, impress us enough and get some money for school. So, things like that are coming too.
Yeah, first.
So, yeah.
Yes.
Anything you want to add to that, Bud?
No, you covered everything. It's needed. I've in my lifetime, I've seen a lot of child abuse, and I've stopped a lot of it. Sometimes it wasn't very nice what I did, but the point got across to some people. So, but that was the old school way.
Yeah.
But, it worked. So, no, kids, I see so much of it, and it just bugs me. And I work out with a lot of police officers, at the gym, and I hear stories. It's heartbreaking. And sometimes the child, the people that come out and see if something's okay with a child, I think they just turn their blind eye to things, and then something bad happens to the kids, and that really gets to me. Kids are my deal in life. I mean, they always have been. So because that's our future.
Right.
That's our future, and why are people messing our future up? You know. So,
That's true.
but
And without a future, they can't go out and play.
yes, yes.
Now we still have
Yeah.
10 people watching.
Which
Do
I
we
can
have
hear,
any more questions? Because we've been at this for an hour.
Somebody talking.
So I just wonder if there's any questions out there.
Sign language. Not the one finger. No.
I never did that. That's one thing I wouldn't do to Bud. Ever.
Steve's asking the audience if anybody's got questions for you.
Oh, okay.
Because we've been at it for an hour and we've lost you. So
we still got him, but we got
Right.
you can't hear you.
You got me, man. But sometimes your voice went away for some reason. Did you put me on mute?
no.
No?
So, sorry, my little granddaughter was calling in, so I was video chatting with my granddaughter for a minute.
Oh, nice. What we need to do next time is get Bud and Dan on here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that would be a crack. Yeah.
Oh boy.
We should do that next week because that would be hilarious.
Yeah. Is there like a 10-second mute delay button that we could do? Because I've talked to Dan before.
You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, there's a question.
He's
all right.
Not one that selects
So,
words very well.
That's Wilcox wanting to know if Bud, me, will be in Sacramento on June 13th. So I can only assume he's talking about the Worldwide Paintball Cancer game that Wilcox has been pushing. Since he's not on here, I'll go ahead and pump it because I've kind of been helping him out.
Yeah.
I'm on the back. So that game was supposed to have happened in next month, but unfortunately, due to everything going on, we got pushed. So if you go to the, I get this right, it's Worldwide Paintball Cancer Benefit.com. I believe is the address, and it's also on Facebook. But what he's trying to do is get fields around the country, around the world, to sign up, and they can take donations from players that day that can then turn around and donate to the cancer benefit of their choice, or they can, go back to the, I think he's got, I forgot which main sponsor he's actually got on there because he keeps getting a few more signed up, but it's a way for paintball as a community to help fight cancer. I know I've been affected. Actually, quick story. I located all my biological parents. They died from cancer, type of a thing. And we've got family, Tom, everybody. So
my dad.
Yeah, Steve's dad. I mean, it's a huge thing. I mean, granted,
my dad.
Our foundation starts for, goes after domestic violence, but cancer's killed more people than that has. And it's a huge thing that we need to go after. And thanks, Rich. It's the American Cancer Society. That's the main one that they're working with. But we are encouraging everybody. Now that things have changed, I probably could make it out there with Bud. We can go to that game, maybe get Steve down there. I know the Ironman and stuff like that are coming out to help out. So I'd love to be on the field. I know that Richard has threatened me and Steve that if we do show up, that we'll get shot for money. Unfortunately, it's not us making money. It's going to the American Cancer Society. But I did volunteer to put Steve in front of me as a human shield. So I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with it too.
So
Tim
yeah.
Slosh is coming, by the way.
Well, yeah, look at that.
That's the guy I want to meet.
Which one?
Too.
Tim
Slosh, Tiger Stripe.
Hi, Tim. Yeah, we can get Tim out there. I know Rich can hear us because he's chiming in on the Facebook feed.
Chat.
You can see him, but yeah, June 13th. If you're a field operator and you're watching this, go to the website or look up the Worldwide Paintball Cancer Benefit on Facebook. Get over to that link, sign your field up to be a participating field sponsor, and then pick the charity for cancer that you want to donate to that day. And then hopefully the day after we'll have a good tally of how many players worldwide joined in and participated. I know Richard's got a ton of prizes. I know that Steve will smile when you say that Marcus Davis sent a one-of-a-kind gun marker because Bud's on it and it's old.
Yeah, he did.
Out there to be raffled off from the UK Predators. And there's a bunch of other prizes. We will donate a autographed Yosh Ryu jersey from Dynasty. I've got a couple of those. I did tell Richard that we would pitch one of those in for the cancer benefit.
Ooh,
So I guess we'll just have to bring that with us. And we'll drag Yosh out there to play as well, hopefully, for that. But
that's gonna be that's a busy month. That's gonna be a busy month for the Expendables here because we have June 6th is our event out at Dynamic.
Right.
June 13th, the following weekend, the cancer benefit. I believe Mike with Dynamic is doing his autism event either the week after the 13th or the very end. So it'll be a busy month for the Expendables.
Yeah, we'll be busy with doing all of that. So it's good. It's paintball. It's all for a good cause. So I'm down.
Oh, great.
So, yeah. I missed anything, Rich? Worldwide Paintball Cancer Benefit.com. Yep, I got it.
There you go.
So yeah, there you go, Steve.
It's right there.
Yep, got it covered.
All right, so I'm just going to see if anybody has any questions for Bud before before we call this. So let me just see if I can show that.
Are you? Yeah.
So wrap it up.
I think you got them all.
Yep. Anyone?
Well, we have been on for just over an hour. Yeah.
Got any final words there, Bud, for the paintball world?
Well, I'm absolutely great to be on here tonight, and I appreciate being asked. And got 4 neat guys, 5 of them. One of them kind of come on and off, but no, go out and play hard and try and get more players in. Be safe and play fair. That's all I ask. Play fair, and I love the sport. Always have. Been in it for 34 years and 36 years, I guess now. So thank you for inviting me here tonight, and I'll definitely return if they let me. So,
We should
please,
love you
if we let him.
that's it.
Will you please tell Bud that any time that I'm live, if he wants on, I will send him a link. I will never tell Bud that he's not welcome because he's always welcome.
Oh, yeah. So Steve's saying that when you're always welcome, I just say we make you a weekly guest on the show anyways. Because why not? You're going to hang with the greatest.
Like what else are you doing on Wednesday night?
Oh,
yeah. Hang with the greatest. Then we'll get Dan on and we'll just put the two up and we can have the old school grandpa hour for everybody to pick up and really learn.
Oh yeah.
I'm just glad that we don't need a 10-second delay for the language.
Well, I have a free question thing. So they put in questions before the show.
That would be a good idea.
That's a nice idea.
That might be
That's a good idea.
We will put that up on the links next time and rack those up during the course of the day, and then we could send them to you. And it can be like story time question and answer with Bud.
There you
Sounds
go.
like a great idea.
I know Dan would like that too. It's kind of a different way of doing it,
Dan would like the questions, and it might keep him from cussing the whole time.
No.
No, it won't.
Well, you just
Even close.
he throws a lot of the F-bombs, so.
I'll take the other remembered banner down for that one.
Yeah. We went. Hey, Andy, didn't we go live one time with him at a park?
Well,
when we were at a park doing the Nerf battles.
I love it. He's just one of my neatest friends, so.
Yeah, me and Tom, we were out. You probably saw the pictures on our page where we, one of our domestic violence victims, Snow or Sage, that we put onto the team. He threw the Nerf party. You probably saw the pictures up on the team page. So me and Tom went out there to help out and support him and everything. And play a little Nerf. Well, and plus we had the OG Ironman skateboard that Weeze had custom built, that one of a kind one, to give him that day. So me and Tom are laying there in the grass because it's January and it was like 70 degrees and we're in shorts. So we're laying there watching all these kids, there are like 50 of them running around playing Nerf. And I was like, hey, let's call Dan. So we did, and we got him on, and these kids, they're little kids, some of them are like 5, 6 years old, come walking by us, and there's Dan just, hey, up this and up that. He was just having a good old conversation. They're like, Dan, shut up. There's kids in the park. He's like, what?
Dan.
I literally like, I'm turning the camera around so he could see him and hear him go, OF.
Yeah. Got to go up fast, right?
But next time, put him on.
It was funny. That was just
we'll have over 21 night.
All right,
Dan.
there you go.
Yeah.
Checking IDs at the door before the podcast.
Yeah, you need to like show you gotta bring your ID up to the camera. Make sure you're over 21.
Anyway. You're gonna have a lot of firsts with this group, you know that.
I hope so.
For sure.
Yeah, he's gonna enjoy it. We'll get you in trouble.
Yeah.
More trouble.
Right?
That's not hard to do.
Right. Yeah.
All right, guys.
That's great.
Well,
right.
I think we need to call it. So, Bud, I know you can't hear me, but thank you so much.
So, Bud or Steve's saying thank you so much because you can't hear him. You can watch this later and you can hear what he's saying too, Bud. But
absolutely, I'm going to put it all on YouTube.
Is it good?
Yeah, it'll be on YouTube here in a little bit.
All right, yeah, there you go. Hey, man, love you a whole bunch, all of you. So you take care.
All right,
of yourself,
gentlemen.
And
let's do this again next Wednesday.
I'll probably talk
Hey.
to you tomorrow.
Next week.
Yeah. All right.
Next week.
All right, guys.
Same bad time, same bad channel.
Same bad channel.
All right, everybody.
You take care.
Well,
have a good one.
Keep your
Good night,
paint
guys.
dry and play with passion, everybody.
Peace.
Yeah.